Pam, they said we'd have our power back tonight.
That's the last of the pate.
Oh, God, we finished the caviar yesterday.
I'm hungry. What are we going to eat now?
Tonight, so that we may bring you the following episode of Almost Live. It's Almost Live with me, Pat Cashman, Tracy Conway, Bob Nelson, Bill Stainton, Nancy Guppy, Steve Wilson, and Ed Wyatt. And starring John Keister. And now this public service announcement.
My name's Tanya, and I just wanted people to please look out for my pet doggy.
Your doggy's lost?
Yeah.
Now, what does he look like, honey?
He's brown and white with a short tail, and he limps a little bit.
Okay, so folks, please be looking out for Tanya's doggy, because she sure wants him back.
No, I don't. I just said look out for him because he bites.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sure.
And now, here he is.
John.
Keister.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, and welcome to Almost Live. Those of you who aren't huddled around the fireplace throwing in the last sticks of furniture. Yes. I'd say this week about 500,000 people in the Northwest and George Bush lost power. That's it. Yeah. I don't think they're applauding for the storm. I don't know. Thing is, I came home this week, I saw that we were out, our power was out. I suffered through that first night because I knew we'd make it. And I also knew what every other man in the area knew, that this was a green light for me to take charge of the family, spend the family savings on manly things, you know. Right after work, the next day I shot down to Warshaw's. I met a crowd of other guys there buying lanterns, chainsaws, those great big police flashlights, you know, the great big ones. Some big guns, you know, I bought all that stuff. I brought it home. My wife had a fit. You know, she just put some candles around the house, which is like, what is that? I explained to her, I'm the male in this relationship. I'm entitled to take over during power failures. That's right, some validation from that concept right up there. Males, they're entitled to buy all that stuff they've known for years they'd need in case of that emergency situation. Now, she didn't really understand why that we needed a jet ski, but they had it on sale when I bought the other survival gear, and the way I see it, we might have to make a quick escape over water if another tree falls near our house. So I got it all covered, and if we have another storm like that, which they say could happen any time in the next 30 years or so, I got it all covered. Although a lot of people were very upset because the storm just happened to knock everything out right during Clinton's inauguration. Now, as we know, Clinton's in charge now, and he's already starting to make some big changes, and he says this is going to be the most productive first 100 days of a presidency in history. That's what he's got these big plans, and there's a lot of people out there who missed some of the major points of what he's going to do in changing the country from a dozen years of Republican control back to the Democratic side. And if you're one of the people who missed that, we'd like to recap some of the things Clinton says he's going to do. For example, Ted Kennedy's pool privileges will be reinstated. Air Force One will be replaced by an old Dodge pickup. There's going to be a new memorial for guys who went to graduate school during Vietnam. Very popular. Yeah, the Supreme Court's going to be abolished, replaced by a bunch of guys passing a bong around and deciding Spanish network, and will be called La Linea de Saco. And finally, the McDonald's sign will also show how many million Clinton's been served, which is some of the changes. I didn't see it, though. I guess it was quite an inauguration party. Went on till all hours, which that can be a lot of fun. But if the party's at your house, at a certain point, you want it to be over and done with, and that can be a real problem, but not if you have this wonderful new product.
Is the party over? Only your guests don't know it?
Time for another beer run! Yeah!
then you need to get every party host's best friend. The CD collection that will bring any get-together to a crashing halt. Party Stoppers gives you hundreds of songs to choose from, including
One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl. We'll be riding wildfire. Yummy, yummy.
Hey, it's gonna be our song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. Let's find our song somewhere else.
Good idea.
Come on, Bert. How fast do you want them out? Party Stoppers' slowest sunk bread ever recorded.
Picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you?
And if all else fails, there's the guaranteed Party Stoppers karaoke method.
Come on, everybody sing. Alone again. Hey, where y'all going? Looking back for the year.
Sorry you can't stay a little later. Thanks for stopping by. Guess you gotta get up early. See you guys later. Bye.
Someone left the cake out in the rain.
Party Stoppers, new from K-Hell.
If you need me, let me know, and I'll be my very best. It ain't no
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Ballard Computer.
Really elegant.
It is pretty, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Why don't I give you some time to think about it?
No. I've decided. I'll wear it tonight.
Mm-hmm. You know, I have seen a lot of women try on that dress.
All right, Governor Clinton, shall we get started here? That sounds fine. Please put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand, and let's begin. I, Slick Willie Clinton... excuse me. Some wise guy penciled something in here. Let's just try this again here. I, William Jefferson Clinton, do solemnly swear...
I, William Jefferson Clinton, do solemnly swear
that I don't even know that babe in the fourth row. Don't say that. Somebody's idea of a little joke again. I will faithfully execute the idiot stick who designed Hillary's hat. Now that one is pretty good. Come on now, who wrote that? And now, direct from an underground bunker right outside Enumclaw, it's time for another episode of The Survivalist. Brought to you by the Church of the Triumphant Universal Order. Come for communion, stay for target practice. And by G. Gordon...
You'll notice there's a slight smile on my face this week, fellow survivalists. That's because my long-predicted apocalyptic disaster has finally struck the greater Seattle area. First, it was the snow, then the wind, and next... nuclear destruction as we move closer and closer to the end of the world as we know it. Now, I heard you people laughing at me as I stocked up on distilled water and Pop-Tarts. And I saw the smiles as I drove the survivalist vehicle to Bellevue Square to buy an extra pair of barbecue tongs. Well, who's laughing now, huh? All hell has broken loose as calm suburban neighborhoods are transformed into a maelstrom of violence and destruction. You surface dwellers have your BMWs and Acuras in a circle, and you're trying to fend off attacks by roving packs of those golden retrievers and Irish setters you thought were your loyal pets. Ha! The power goes out, you can't make it down to IM's pet store for some Cycle 4, and the next thing you know, we inch ever closer to each other. By the way, you can read all about that in my latest book. There's a thin line between humans and animals, and when the fine fabric of civilization is blown away, we inch ever closer to each other. Available for $10.95 through mail order or at any Bartell's drugstore. Well, buy American. But when it comes down to whether I'm going to watch the Super Bowl or not, gotta go with the Honda. Clyde Now, Clyde from Whidbey Island says, I'm getting tired of eating SpaghettiOs every day that are shaped like dinosaurs and sharks. They're fun to eat and just as nutritious. Now, before we go, let's take a look at this week's top 5 threats during a power outage. Number 5, chainsaw-toting yuppies clearing their driveways and getting a little too frisky with the saws. Number 4, those kids from Blanchette are still outside. Number 2, 7-Eleven jacking up the price of Hostess snowballs. And the number one threat, women who think power outages are romantic. And Jason from next door is standing on the porch with his hands around his AK-47 and his eyes on your stereo system, huh? Well, I gotta go out on another recon mission. Got a new pair of,
Well, hi there. Welcome back. I said welcome back to the yellow, orange, and green Afghan. This is perfect for tossing over the back of the Davenport. Each hand-crocheted Afghan covered with hundreds of fuzzy little nubs and a few barley soup stains. Regularly $39.95. Today's bargain price, only $19.95. Get 6 or 7 of these because the teenage grandkids are gonna love them. All right, take a look at this. Here is last winter's best seller. We have it back again now. The large type thermostat featuring 3 easy-to-read color-coded settings: uncomfortably warm, suffocatingly hot, and your adult children have passed out. So you pick up that phone now at just $14.95. These will just fly out of here. Okay, take a look at what we have up next here on the Elderly Shopping Network. How about it? A gross of grandkids pictures. With this collection, you're guaranteed to have the biggest display in your nursing home. And rest assured, you will never be alone, even if nobody ever comes to visit. And a special price, just $29.95. We have a caller on the line. Mrs. Fern Canfield of Grand Island, Nebraska. Hi, Mrs. Canfield.
Hello?
How you doing, Mrs. Canfield? What's up?
Hello?
We're on the air now, Mrs. Canfield. Just go ahead.
Well, she said for me to wait.
Come on, Mrs. Canfield. Let's get back to your room.
No. Help me. I don't belong here. You let go of me. Help me.
Mrs. Fern Canfield from Grand Island, Nebraska. Okay, let's move along to our next item now. Okay, now here's something that you could easily combine with that Afghan we had a little earlier. A great big stack of Reader's Digest. And believe me, these are great for those long bathroom visits that we often have. You will spend hours slumped in a recliner with the down-home gentle humor of laughter, the best medicine, along with some inspirational stories of triumph over physical deformity. The complete stack is just $1.95. And what home would be complete without our 1001 racist at $19.95? Wow, well, the phones have just taken off with this one. So if you get a busy signal, just keep trying, and we'll be right back on the Elderly Shopping Network.
Hands are. Local farmers want to pass a state law which would allow them to breed ostriches to sell as meat. They're getting a lot of support from McDonald's, which is already developing a recipe for McNeck burgers. Chrissy's Flowers of Seattle was the coordinator of the floral arrangements for the presidential inauguration this week. Also, several local pharmacies donated the medication to help Fleetwood Mac through their concert. A Snoqualmie company is introducing garlic ice cream. The company says the product is for people who want to be fat and have bad breath. Boeing announced Thursday its plan to give $7 million to Washington State University. When asked why WSU, an emotional Boeing president replied, "We've seen our future, and it's a bunch of drunk farm kids from the Palouse. Joseph Albertson, the supermarket founder, died this week at age 86. The funeral featured one of Albertson's longtime employees singing, "It's Joe Albertson's funeral, but the meat department is mine." A column in the Arizona Daily Star said that Husky coach Lynn Nance could take the fun out of Disneyland. Although Nance disagreed, Disneyland officials said that after a Nance visit in 1990, Mickey Mouse left in tears and Goofy had a panic attack. A Vashon Island photographer arrested in Peru ate his videotape because he thought it would be used as evidence against him. He said he ate the tape in small pieces and that it tasted sort of like chicken. Finally, when reporters asked Dan Quayle if he had any last words, he replied simply, "Goodbye." Goodby. This has been the John Report. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Hi there.
Hi. Yeah.
Listen, my name's Alan. If you have any questions, I'll be right over there, okay?
Thanks.
Stay warm. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.